Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm Sean's Mapping or the Sultanate Empire. And in today's video, we are going to be continuing What If Civilization Started Over. Let's get into today's video where we are going to be starting the video with a quick war down here in the Orange Team area, where we will be seeing a couple countries go to war with one another. Primarily, all of these different warlords, kingdoms, leaders, whatnot, and all this and all that are going to start fighting each other for dominance and power. Oh, sorry, recording again very early. I don't know why I record these early as crap in the morning, but I do for no reason. For no reason, I do. First war we will be seeing is this purple country wanting to expand more and not really liking the country that is right in the middle of them, turning them into long areas in certain places. They instantly begin invasion of the country, and they pretty much English was easy. They instantaneously English first language. English very easy to learn, hard to speak. Take over the capital, and with that, they take over the rest of the country. Peace treaty is going to be fairly simple, with the complete and full annexation of this country right over here. This country is once removed off the map, and we see certain powers begin to rise out of this little area over here. We then see this white country right over here. This white slash pinkish country right over here. That is the same color. Sorry. If I sound differently than I did like a little bit ago, that is because on Wednesday we had a pep rally at my school and I was yelling to high hell. So, basically my voice is absolutely destroyed and demolished. So, yeah. And my voice is still recovering. So, yeah. That's why I may sound how I sound. Hey, just to let you guys know on that whole thing. But anyways, back into the video. We will be seeing these guys invade into this country and kind of get to like right about here when they stop. And then we are going to be seeing the jumping of this country with this southern pinkish country declaring war and trying to take all of this land right over here, going all the way up to this country right here, cutting them off, preventing them from joining in on this war, like so. They push to right up here, threatening the capital. You have this country right over here who just finished their war 3 months earlier, or declare war on these guys as well, pushing in and taking these areas too, like so, then pushing like so, taking over these areas. The pink team down here is able to swiftly and rapidly secure the capital. Their troops not only get completely pushed out, but the rest of the country does fall over to the country they decided to invade. That is the wrong color. But the rest of their country basically falls over like this. Let us look at the peace treaty of this little miniature war right over here. And alrighty, here we are with the finishing of the war and the peace treaty looking something like this, with all of these countries getting their respective lands and everything else. Now, I know some of you may be looking at this and seeing a couple of bunch of random dots everywhere. Trust me, that's not on accident. I didn't forget to get rid of them. That is completely on purpose because Ender M, you may know him, a very good friend of mine. I've collabed with him in the past on certain videos. I've even been on his live streams. No, my friend Ender M asked me to put a couple of exclaves. I hate exclaves because it creates absolute border gore and I absolutely hate it. So to please him, I created single dotted exclaves, which I highly regret because I ended up just creating the Caspian area as a hellhole of exclaves for him. So I highly regret doing that, but I gotta leave it now because it's a part of the story. Like a part story wise, that country actually has those single like plots of land in other countries for some weird reason. But I believe that is it for Africa and everything going on over here, as everyone in Africa is still reeling from the African War, of course. Then also, Europe is being fairly peaceful as all of them are reeling back from the Great European War, which took place, which led to the defeat of the French Empire. But the war almost led to the defeat of Italy and Ender. It was very close, as you can tell. Italy and Ender did lose land in their own respective areas. However, let's move on to some news that's not war. Also, if I did not mention before, this is What If Civilization Started Over. If I didn't mention it in the intro, this is What If Civilization Started Over. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I would just like to say this is episode 23. If you did not see episodes 22, 21, or episodes 20, I suggest you go check them out so you are updated and you know what is going on in terms of the world state of affairs. But that's besides the point. Let's continue with the video. We'll be seeing as the Norwegians explore more up into this area, and then they quickly stop because it is getting really freaking cold and they do not have the gear nor the equipment for all of this freezing temperatures, which is a lot colder than what they're used to back home in Norway. So they're not really used to this frigid temperatures. However, they do set up a colony. They set up a nice little colony right over here in this like little bay area. Like in this nice little area right here of explored land that they have. They set up their first colony in Greenland right over here. Now, to some more exploration. We are going to see the complete exploration over about 6 years uh, of exploration of the rest of this area in about three, two, and one. Alrighty, so in about 6 years, this is all of the stuff that they were able to explore and discover. Now, they do send people out into the rest of the Siberian area, Siberian wastes, winter lands to explore, but those people never return, and no one knows why. They just never really come back. They're never seen again. No one knows what happens to them. They send even more. This time, those people do come back, but they come back and say they found the equipment and the exploration team's gear and clothing, and food, but their bodies were gone. They report seeing weird movements, hearing weird sounds. After that, they decided to leave. They were like, "Yeah, no, we're out. We're out. We're out. We're good. We're good. We're not dealing with that. We're just not gonna deal with that." Those explorers that went in here, they're on their own now. That's pretty much what happened. It was a kind of frick this crap I'm out. Frick this crap I'm out. Type of moment. It was basically like black guy and his like three white friends go in there. Three white friends are being stupid as crap, wanting to go check out the weird movement and sounds. Black guy's like, no, black guy still dies first. That's basically what happened, and that's basically what the moment was. People wanted to go look, see what it was. Others did not. Others feared for their lives. And, well, they played a smart game by not going over and exploring it. But we will see some expansion. We'll see expansion from this country right up here. Kind of taking all of this land. But they're not getting all of it. They're getting something that looks a little bit like this, as this country right over here gets something that looks like this, taking all of this land right up here. We then see these two kind of um, make a deal where they kind of split this central land between the two of them, with this guy getting everything over here. And this bad boy getting everything over here, like so. We will also see this country do some more expansion, and they will take all of this land leading up to this area right here, taking all of this. They will also take all of that. These guys will have some minor expansion of something that looks like this. And then that is all of the expansion happening here in Asia. Let us now go over to the Pacific Ocean and Oceania. As Silver, my friend, who basically is controlling the country of Indonesia, begins some big exploration alongside the Koreans, Japanese, and also the Taiwanese, and then, of course, himself kind of exploring into these areas. And after exploring a bit, he discovers this part of Australia, and he discovers a little bit more, doesn't discover anything else. Discovers a couple islands here and there, but there's nothing in this ocean. Tanzania tries to explore out this way. They find a couple more islands, but nothing major, no other major landmass. Branches people, they explore out into the ocean as well, not finding much. However, Silver and his people continue to explore down this way of Australia. And then they continue their exploration over here as well, all countries. And eventually, Silver finds a country right over here in these areas. And after doing some more exploration of a couple of nearby archipelagos and island chains, Silver is informed of this country's actual size and also of its neighbors and all of its explored land, which looks something like this, with them knowing about pretty much all of Australia and the entirety of Australia being discovered, and pretty much all of the waters around Australia as well being discovered. Because they've discovered, so these countries down here discovered the entirety of their continent, their island. It's just the center of Australia is a lot worse than the coast, so no one really lives in the center of Australia. But we'll see Silver quickly grab up some of the remaining islands here in this area and actually grab up the rest of Papua New Guinea. Now, Silver is quickly becoming a freaking superpower over in the Pacific. But we'll just have to see if it stays like that or if there will be any form of change from it that may come in the future. So we will see him taking all of these islands right over here. And then eventually he will take this Australian island right up here. And he will actually claim this part of Australia as a new colony. He will also take the rest of Papua New Guinea for himself as well. And this is what we are looking at here, folks, in terms of expansion and exploration. Now, let us go into this area right down here and look at another war, as yet another war is popping off between two fairly strong countries. The first country is fairly strong in their own respective right, same with the second country. The first country, which is the Egyptian Suez Kingdom versus the Arab Empire. Well, the Arab, or, well, the Holy Arab Empire, just the Arab Empire. We see the Holy Arab Empire quickly and easily push into the Egyptian holdings over here in Africa. But some unfortunate news hits them as they reach to right about this major city right here. As they reach right there, some unfortunate news comes. Part of their country was in fact cut off from the main half due to Egyptian invasion. And well, the Egyptians have pushed hard into the country and are not that far off from one or even three of the Holy Arabian Empire capitals. But at the same time, they're holding defensive lines and not really moving the front line in the main area much, as they're focusing in on killing off all of the encircled troops over here that are encircled by land. Now, because the distance between this colony, well, the distance between the separated troops and the mainland isn't that far, many of the troops will be able to escape by sea before they're properly, stomped out. But this is definitely a losing battle because getting supplies and support via sea is um, not that hard, but it is definitely a challenge that will appear and come up often. And also, I mean, the Egyptians holding a defensive line and not pushing on the secondary front is just making it a lot easier for them to take this area, and that's exactly what they do. They take that area. But in other good news, because they were holding defensively and focusing heavy in on that area, all the troops that were able to escape before that area completely fell were able to do a major pushback, like so, and then like that, all going like so, and then like that, going like so, pushing kind of like this in various different wild directions. But in those pushes, the Egyptians were able to do a pushback of their own over here in Africa, completely pushing the Holy Arabian Empire troops out and actually beginning an invasion of their own into these parts of this country over here, who was newly added to the Holy Arabian Empire. I think like what, I would say couple decades before, maybe couple years, maybe. It was right after the war with the Orange Team, which is known as the War for Africa. So we see this war popping off, and it pretty much just stalemates like this for a solid like 6 years, and then both sides just decide to come to the table with a peace agreement. So let's look at what they decide for peace terms. And alrighty, here we are with the new peace treaty with the Egyptians getting all of this land right up here, and the Holy Arabian Empire losing all of this land up here. They keep this, but they also gain all of this African territory right up here. The Arabians are quickly becoming a very big powerhouse, but their newly acquired land was not that important, as it was mainly a bunch of um, deserty. No one's kind of living their area, as you can see, because of the size of these provinces. They're all fairly big, with a couple of small provinces they received, versus the Egyptians who received medium sized to small sized provinces, which just ups their population even more than it already did. But that is besides the point. We will be traveling over to this area up here in Europe, as we will be seeing a member of Ender's Alliance go to war with the Bulgarians as they quickly move into the Bulgarian country and quickly invade it with pretty much practiced ease. And they end up looking something like this. And I mean, we all know what's going to happen. They're going to take over the full country. Just complete and utter full annexation from Ender's ally. If you need a refresher on the alliances, let's go ahead and look at the alliances for Europe. Here are the alliances of Europe. We have the Trapezoids and the Cross Alliance. The Cross Alliance has the Aegean, the Serbian, a country that is dead, and then the French and the Finnish versus Ender, the Moldovans, the Anatolians, Italy. It is a definitely a interesting and powerful alliance. It was a powerful alliance versus a powerful alliance. But the Cross Alliance did end up losing in the long run, leaving their empire fractured and broken in pieces like this, primarily in the Arabian area. Iberia in the Iberian area. I can't believe I called Iberia Arabia. Oh my god. Leaving them broken and shattered in the Iberian region of their country. And Ender did in fact lose land up here to the Finnish. Um, the Italians lost land down here in Africa, and they also did lose Greece as well. But that, ladies and gentlemen, will be it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you really did. If you did, leave a like and hit the subscribe button to support my channel. If you didn't like the video, you don't have to subscribe, and you can hit the dislike button if you would like. It's up to you, and it's honestly your decision. I'm Sean's Mapping, or the Sultanate Empire. I hope to see all you beautiful ladies and gentlemen in the next video. Again, if you like what I do and you want to be notified anytime I upload, I suggest you hit the like button and then hit that bell notification icon after subscribing to my channel. I hope you beautiful ladies and gentlemen enjoy the rest of your day or night wherever you may live, wherever you may be, and I will see y'all in the next video. See ya!